This episode of the Poundcast is sponsored by HelloFresh. Ditch the meal planning woes and dive into HelloFresh's biggest menu yet, with over 45 recipes and even more market items to choose from every single week. Go to hellofresh.com/poundcastsuite for free dessert for life. One dessert item per box while subscription is active. That's free dessert for life at hellofresh.com/poundcastsuite. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. This episode of the Poundcast is also sponsored by Louisville Vegan Jerky Company. You can find Louisville Vegan Jerky Company at lvjco.com. And what they do is they do vegan jerky. It is it is bagged in the United States. It has a shelf life of 9 months, and it's non-GMO. It's gluten-free, and it is meatless jerky. And every month they have a different limited edition flavor that comes out. And this month, they have a new flavor, and it is Neil Hamburger jerky. So it's a hamburger-style jerky, and it is kind of co-presented with Neil Hamburger. You got Neil Hamburger art on the bag, and that's not all. There's Kentucky Future Chicken, Riff Raff's Orange Chicken. There's Shelby Park Honey Barbecue. Lots of different flavors, and then the classic flavors: Smoky Carolina Barbecue, General Tso's, Maple Bacon. Buffalo Hot Wings is sort of a new spin on an old classic, and so on and so forth. So if you want 20% off your order from Louisville Vegan Jerky Company, go to lvjco.com, lvjco.com, and use the code word Poundcast, and you get 20% off. Okay? The stuff is also available at stores such as Whole Foods and Sprouts and places like that. And finally, this show is also sponsored by you. If you go to patreon.com/poundcast, you can get access to the bonus content for the Poundcast, and it's a subscription-based thing. And it supports the show, but you get something out of it, though. You get more show. And sometimes, people want extra show, and here it is. We do about an hour for the main episode, but for the Patreon, we do an extra half hour to an hour. And sometimes you get some big laughs. And at the very least, just extra company out of that Patreon content. So once again, patreon.com/poundcast for bonus stuff. And that's not all. We also have other little bonus things on there occasionally, not all the time, but you can guarantee regularly that every week there's going to be bonus episode. And we call that Unzipped, by the way. And on this episode, we really do get unzipped. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But also, if you want to check us out on YouTube or youtube.com/thepoundcast, and you can see video of all the episodes and some highlight clips there as well. And we're also on Instagram at The Poundcast and TikTok, The Poundcast, and I think Twitter. And I think that's about it. So look. Doug is still out of town. He's on tour with Eric Andre, so it's just me, but I have guest or maybe guest co-host Zed Cutsinger on this episode, and we have a funny conversation about lots of things, but actually I'm not going to even spoil it. Just you'll find out for yourself. I'll say this. I'll give you a hint. It relates to the body. It relates to bodily functions, I guess you could say. Okay, maybe I've said too much. So we're going to roll the clip here, play the intro theme song, and then I'll be back with Zed Cutsinger on the Poundcast. Let's roll the clip.
Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends, and Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast.
Welcome to the Poundcast. My name is Brent Weinbach, and I am here with Zed Cutsinger.
Hey, I'm Zed Cutsinger, and I'm here with Brent Weinbach.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I had taken a couple glances at one of the last recordings that we did in the studio, and I realized that I was really showing a lot of crotch. I had my legs spread like this. I was kind of sitting like this. Here, take a look at the wider shot of this. I was kind of doing this, and I just thought, oh, wow, there's a lot going on down here. And I thought, well, rather than be ashamed of that, perhaps I should embrace it. Yeah. So I was wondering if, Aaron, you could just position this camera here, the other camera, could position that just a little bit more down to my crotch, and we could just stay on that for the whole rest of the show, if that works. Oh, it's not adjustable? Okay, no problem. Yeah. No problem. It was just a thought.
I was just trying
to lean into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rather than be, I'm kidding, obviously, and what I really want to do is I want to just stay. I want my legs to be. Check me on the wide again. I'm keeping it tight. Okay? You're not going to see any crotch on me right now.
Is this crotch forward? Is that what you would call that?
Yeah, that's sort of crotch first.
Yeah, crotch first. Okay.
Yeah. Me right now, I'm tight right now. I'm sealed up. Check me out.
Yeah. What if you?
You know what? Yeah.
Do you ever pass gas?
I realize most. Oh, do I? That's a good point. I do, and I feel like. Do you ever fart and make? Okay, let me ask you this question actually. And by the way, I know that was pretty visual, and I apologize to the listeners. And from now on, we'll go audio only, and that's why farts are important.
Yeah.
For the listeners. So, do your balls ever itch?
Yes.
Do you think that has to do with farting? Do you think that if you fart, the gas hits your balls? It hits the sack? And then it maybe creates some sort of, buildup or something that makes them itch?
Okay, well, the thing that I'm going to have to agree with about that is that the times that my ass is the itchiest is usually after passing gas or passing poop.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, like if you've passed turd, I feel like that's usually when it's itchiest. Like your ass doesn't itch after a shower.
Yeah, well, it sort of depends, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I shower in feces. I don't know if you do that.
I do water and soap.
I use diarrhea and solid poo. I use solid poo as the soap and then diarrhea as the water.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. That's.
I use diarrhea and soap. I use just a regular bar of soap, Dove, and then I have diarrhea and I kind of wash. You know what I mean?
I guess do they counteract each other maybe a little bit so you end up neutral?
So it's just it's brown. It's bubbly and brown.
Yeah. I have not done that yet, but I don't know. But does your whole body itch after?
After the diarrhea shower?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm trying to think if I do when is a butt itch the most? No, I wouldn't say after going poo. If you wipe as thorough as me.
Okay.
You're not thorough.
I am, but sometimes like a couple hours later, I think what happens is, when you pee, a little bit of urine secretes when you're done. I think when I'm done wiping and pooping, a few hours later, just maybe like a little bit more.
Okay, so it's like you're a bit of a leaker even on the back. You're a backside leaker.
Yeah, I'm
You should
back
join.
forward.
You got to join the Backside Leakers. That's a club they have in
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yeah.
So I hate leaking, by the way, from the
Yeah.
front. I'm a front side leaker.
Oh, you do?
Well, I do. I leak, and I have to sort of wait a while till I put my underwear sort of back on.
Yeah.
You know, because I need to let let the lizard fully drain. You know what I mean?
Do you
it
wiggle
doesn't-
the lizard?
No, I don't really. Well, it depends. I mean, if I'm in the in a public space, I do wiggle the wizard. The wizard. I mean, the wizard too.
Wiggle the wizard? Yeah.
Wiggle the wizard. You know, and I'm a little.
Okay, sorry.
And so but at home, which is the preferred time to pee, I have tissue, and I just sort of put that to the forefront.
Okay.
You know, I put that on the helmet.
Do you open the helmet and
No,
insert
the helmet's
toilet
closed.
paper? Okay, closed helmet.
Closed helmet, and then I sort of just keep the tissue there until it does some sort of osmosis sort of process where it's sort of
Secretes,
hopefully absorbs the pee into the tissue or something. I wait a while for it to absorb and I do, or if I am in a public space, I sort of wiggle the wizard and then I just sort of let it be for a little while until I just feel like, all right, it's gonna be out. I mean,
does the wizard ever itch post secretion?
No, the wizard. No, the wizard does not itch ever. But no, I mean, look, to me, if you you're sort of a backside leaker. I like that idea.
I don't like.
I mean,
it.
I like it in theory. I don't like it in practice. You know? But
in praxis, it's not a great experience.
I'm sorry that you kind of have to deal with that. You know,
I've realized it kind of depends on what my diet consists of. There are times when I've gone weeks without that, and then like today, I had to go to the bathroom just to wipe.
Oh yeah,
because it was itching. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, no, that can happen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if it's a long day, and here's what I think it is. I think the reason somebody might leak is it's a combination if you're sweating. If sweat comes down and it drags particles with it, you know what I mean, from the sort of inner regions.
Yeah, because of gravity.
Gravity.
Yeah, it pulls it. Yeah,
pulls it down
to the center of Earth,
to the center crack.
Yeah,
and it can create some itchy feeling in that area. And you do sometimes have to just go to the bathroom to wipe. Yeah. But I hear you.
Everything that you're describing, if it's at basically the hole, when you rip one, isn't it blowing everything that you're describing onto your balls?
That could be why balls itch.
Okay. It's because...
Why balls itch.
I think we cracked it.
It's the new book from Cutsinger and Weinbach. Why balls itch.
Weinbach itch.
Why balls itch.
Yeah.
Weinbach's itch. Yes. So I had a thought that maybe balls itch because when you fart, it shoots out sort of towards the taint and sort of bottom of the ball sack.
But isn't that the other angle? Like, does it have to? It's like kind of doing like like a water slide where it does like a loop-de-loop. Is it riding your, like basically the back of your inside of your pants into your nuts?
I thought it was just kind of going through maybe perhaps a sort of passage, sort of a taint passage that kind of hits the balls.
Oh, it also depends if you're standing or sitting, right? Because when you're standing, it's faced out.
I'm sitting.
Okay.
So if I'm sitting and I'm sitting, say I'm sitting like this, right? You just go fart or whatever, and then blast the sack this way, and the taint, and who knows, maybe the taint could get itchy too.
Yeah, the blast radius. Yeah. You
know, but maybe it's that is due in part to I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with the leaking.
Yeah. Also, does your taint ever itch? Mine is like I don't have an itchy taint. I feel like my ass and balls are more in the radius.
I think I have had maybe one or two times in my life I've had a taint that itched once.
And did you scratch it?
Yeah.
The issue is if you scratch over your pants, everything that's making it itchy that's in your pants, you might actually be rubbing it further in.
Oh, I don't know if I do that. I think I just maybe I went to the bathroom and sort of
Okay, you took care of it.
kind of, I don't know, stimulated it in some way with a tissue.
Yeah.
Stimulated the taint.
But if you're stimulating the taint with tissue, doesn't it kind of, the toilet paper start balling up and getting in the hair?
Not for me.
Okay, you're good.
I'm dry. Now, you asked me, wait, do you wipe today?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I did wash my
Because you were
hands.
pretty active today. Do you think it was because you were active?
I was active. It could have been I ate Thai food yesterday.
Oh.
That could
So
have
it was
been
a combination of Thai food and
activity.
activity.
Thai-tivity.
I'll tell you this, I ate a whole pepper once. Wasn't that spicy.
Yeah.
It was part of one of these meals that I got.
Okay.
And
Like everything is in the meal?
yeah,
Okay.
and I thought, okay, I'll eat this pepper. I mean, it was in the stuff that I made.
Okay.
And I considered not using the pepper, but I thought, I probably can handle it. I ate the whole thing. I ended up eating everything, including the whole pepper.
Yeah.
And, oh, man, I had very strong diarrhea. I mean, it was just a lot of it. It was intense.
Yeah, and it
And
kind
I
of
just
stung
went,
a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It felt like a ring of fire. It was a faucet of fire. It felt like a diarrhea shower.
Yeah.
I would say that food really can affect your bowel movements.
I think
And
that's probably the number one.
You can ask.
Yeah,
You can ask Jeeves about that one.
Yeah. I would say what you eat has the largest effect on your poop. But have you ever had two cats or two dogs or two type of? Okay, I think it's kind of interesting. I have two cats. Feed them the exact same thing, and their poop is very different.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Why is it different?
Well, there could be other things involved. Maybe stress.
Stress.
Maybe one of those cats has a deadline that they're trying to make, and they're just not. You know what I mean? They're trying to.
Yeah.
Whatever, lick enough for taint or something like that, and they're on a time crunch or something like that. They're stressed out. That can affect it.
Yeah.
Or who knows? Maybe they've got some kind of digestive problem.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's just interesting is that it's like a regular difference. It's not like one time it was different.
Everybody's body's different, isn't it? So,
yes.
I mean, you could probably feed us the same thing, and we might have different bowel movements, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you'd be interested in.
Trying that out sometime?
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I find regulates my system the most?
What?
Beef.
Beef?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the beef in your poop?
Mm-hmm.
Do you eat beef regularly?
I kind of would like to because I think it does my body good.
Doesn't it take like 3 to 5 days to digest or something? Wow.
Is that right? I don't know. I get clean, nice bowel movements from eating beef. Sorry for all the doo-doo talk. I mean, I don't mean to do all this.
Do you do this?
What we really, I think we're going to try to talk about was burping, right?
Yeah, burping was something that you mentioned that you do, but I've never heard it, so I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah, so Zed asked me before we started recording, do you ever burp? And I said, I do, but I try not to do that in front of people. You know? I try not to fart in front of people, too.
Yeah,
I mean, the only people I would fart and burp in front of, by the way, are probably my siblings.
There are people I grew up with where we farted around each other a lot, and now as an adult, I'm like kind of embarrassed to fart around people.
Yeah.
But maybe by the end of this, neither of us will be embarrassed about anything.
What if we farted into each other's butts? You know, like looking into each other's eyes. What if we farted into each other's butts and just told each other we love you?
Who do you think would move the most?
Me.
You'd be moved by, you think my bowel?
Oh, I thought you meant move physically.
Yeah,
you know,
physically,
flinch.
Oh, I see.
I thought you meant I would flinch.
Yeah.
I think you probably would be more steady, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
because you're kind of a rock.
I am.
Kind of hard like a rock, actually.
Yeah.
I keep on forgetting. I always have to just make sure I don't open my legs up too much, you know?
Yeah, do you ever cross them?
Nah, that's not so comfortable, but I do.
Yeah. Sometimes it's comfortable.
I think the most comfortable position is to not, well, certainly not to cross, because crossing can just, I don't know, get all tangled up. Your leg gets tired.
Yeah, I have a slight phobia of, do you know there's like a cord between your testicles and whatever that it can get like wound up, and that can be an issue. So I'm kind of scared sometimes when I do things.
It's funny. I was going to joke and say Sometimes I'm afraid of nut crunching. And you are kind of talking
Cord
about that.
crunching.
Cord crunching, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to burp in front of people because it's a little uncouth, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it can be, I guess for me, it's less about the sound. And I have a friend recently, I've been hanging out with him more, and he burps and it smells bad. And that's kind of more of my issue.
Yeah.
It's a stinky
It stinks.
burp. It stinks. It's a stanky burp.
Burping is kind of gross. I mean, even when people do this, they do this kind of thing, this? They do that.
They blow it to the side?
They blow it to the side. You can still smell it. You got to just blow that far away. You got to go like this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
But then your shirt stinks.
Well, no, you save it for later.
Okay.
And then you open it up.
Store it?
Store it for later. Save that one for later, like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
You go... You ever do that?
I've done the blow.
I've done this. I have done this on a podcast a couple times. I've gone...
Into the mic?
Not in the mic, but just I tried to hide, I tried to not make it noticeable that I burped.
What happens if you do that and instead of blowing it out, you inhale it after?
Well, you just burp it back out.
Yeah. Burp it in.
Burp it in, burp it back out.
Yeah.
I just wanted to take a moment to thank our sponsor, HelloFresh. What do you think about the idea of making restaurant quality meals at home without the high cost of takeout? I think that sounds pretty good. And check this out. With HelloFresh's new Ready in 20 recipes, your meal is on the table in 20 minutes, which is quicker than delivery, in most cases, at least. Plus, HelloFresh's pre-portioned ingredients help reduce food waste by up to 45% compared to grocery shopping. So, basically, if you don't know, HelloFresh is a meal kit service. They send you a box with all the ingredients you need to make a good home-cooked meal, plus the recipes. And I've done the HelloFresh meals myself, and what I like most about it is if there's an ingredient that I don't want in the meal, like, say, garlic, I don't have to put it in there. My cooking, my rules. Because asking for no garlic or no onions when ordering from a restaurant, that's really tough and sometimes impossible to ask for. They can't make that kind of modification a lot of times. So I really like the control I have over the meals with HelloFresh. And not to mention, I already mentioned, but the pre-portion thing makes things really easy and the recipes are easy to follow. On top of all that, the meals I've had from HelloFresh have been really, really tasty, and I'm really looking forward to trying these new quick and easy meals, which take 20 minutes or less. I'm going to be trying those, and I'm looking at the menu here. A few intriguing examples I see are the Peachy Keen barbecue rubbed pork chops with lemony green beans and rice. Okay, that looks good. The garden spinach ricotta ravioli with zucchini ribbons, tomato, and creamy lemon sauce. And this one says it only takes 15 minutes. And then there's the Greek tortellini salad with grape tomatoes, cucumber, and feta. That says it only takes 10 minutes. So, that's going to be my new thing, is trying these quick and easy meals. But look, go to HelloFresh.com/Poundcast Sweet for free dessert for life. That's one dessert item per box while subscription is active. That's free dessert for life at HelloFresh.com/Poundcast Sweet. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
I think we've kind of... Have you ever recorded a podcast where you've kind of gone this deep right at the beginning? I feel like...
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Let me ask you this. Do you burp in public?
Yeah, but I'm not really I'm not a very loud burper. I don't drink soda. I don't really drink carbonated things.
Right.
So
Me too. I don't drink any carbonation.
yeah, so maybe that's part of it. the time I burp the most, I realize is recently actually is podcasting. I think I sit at home in a way that I'm more drooped back. And I think maybe I'm talking a lot, so I'm swallowing a lot of air, and I find myself burping, and I don't like it.
Huh. You don't like that?
No, but there's no scent because it's just burping from, it's not a food or drink related burp. It's a pod related burp.
Do you like the smell of your own FARTs?
Yeah, but I swear, and maybe everybody thinks this, I think my FARTs don't really smell.
Yeah. Oh, you think that, huh?
Yeah, I think I'm at that point. I know when they smell, and if I do one that smells, then for the next few hours, if I fart, I will leave the room.
How about this one? You ever look at a picture of somebody on the internet?
Yeah.
Anybody.
Okay.
Say it's a woman even, okay?
I've done that, yeah.
And you ever fart and then you think they're the one who smells? You know what I mean? It makes you kind of have a bad sort of association with them or something.
Does this happen when you're looking at porn?
No, I don't know. I would never look at such a thing, no. But any picture of a woman, let's just say it's a picture of, it's a picture of, I don't know, Carol Channing or whatever.
Okay.
Or whatever. Let's say it's a picture of, Susan Sontag. Let's say it's...
I thought you were going to say Susan Sarandon.
Okay, so Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, I love Susan Sarandon.
Oh, I love Susan Sarandon.
Yeah.
But say you're looking at a picture of her, right? You're on Google Images. You're typing in Susan Sarandon, 1981. Susan Sarandon, Atlantic City, 1980.
Yeah, she's good in that, yeah.
Let's say you typed in Susan Sarandon, lemons scene, Atlantic City, lemon scene.
Why is that scene so sexual? Isn't she naked when she's doing it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but let's say...
Can I give you a recommendation?
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon, Can, 1980.
Can?
Can, Cannes.
Oh, yeah?
That's a great picture of her.
Oh, is it really?
It's 1980 or something.
Can we pull that up, actually? See what that looks like.
I think it's 1980.
1980 Cannes, Cannes.
Yes. I saw this. I hope I'm right about the year. Hopefully the right one will come.
So while we're waiting for it, actually, we'll pull it up and then we'll think about what it'd be like to fart to it,
Yeah.
But Susan, wait, yeah, okay.
She's wearing like a jacket and she's not wearing anything under the jacket.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I love that look, but I like a Susan Sarandon from. How about Bull Durham? Do you like that?
The character or the movie?
The character, I guess, or I don't know, or her in the movie. I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
She met Tim Robbins on that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Kevin. My whole thing with him is I like him when he plays kind of like a conceited jackass.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like it when he plays nice guys.
Okay, well, he is. He's not Bull Durham. Then you would like. Okay,
I think he's great at that.
Really, you don't like him when he's nice guys?
No, I don't.
That's him at his best, I feel.
No, like The Player, Shortcuts.
Well, wait a minute. The Player, he's
a jackass.
Okay, yeah, but in The Hudsucker Proxy, he's a nice guy. Although he becomes...
But he's daft in it.
He does actually change. His personality changes. Yeah. But that's his best role. I think we got a picture coming up pretty soon here.
I think, oh, yeah.
But, I'm trying to think if... What about Shawshank Redemption?
I don't like it.
Oh, come on. You don't like that movie?
It's not really for me.
It's not for you. Why?
It's a little...
Too many men?
Okay, yeah, this is the photo.
Oh, my gosh. Huh. That's interesting stuff, huh?
It's probably one of the greatest photographs I've seen in my life, and I've seen a lot.
Okay, we're looking at this picture of Susan Sarandon. She's wearing a blazer with no shirt underneath. You can sort of see, the sort of her chest, her bare chest.
What about the sock?
And she's wearing, are those called Argyle socks?
Yeah, I think Argyle socks.
And she's wearing New Balance shoes.
Yeah.
And white pants.
Would you ever wear that, Brent?
Yeah. No.
You would wear, I could see you wearing the sock and shoe combo, though.
No, I would not wear Argyle socks. I wear white socks.
Okay. If they were white, but you would wear...
I wouldn't wear New Balance shoes that look like that.
Okay.
But
would you ever wear a jacket without anything underneath open like that?
I wouldn't do that, but I would as a joke.
I can see you pulling off. So you're looking at this picture.
We're looking at this picture and we're thinking, okay, and then you cut one, right?
Yeah.
And you think, oh, I think she smells like that, you know?
Yeah, I think I would just.
I think that can happen.
I think I would never fart while looking at any picture of Susan Sarandon because I wouldn't want to ruin her mystique.
You don't want to taint her image.
Yeah. That's interesting. You've used the word taint twice. Yeah, in 2 different ways.
That's right.
Wow. Have you ever done that early into a podcast?
Maybe not. This might be a first. Okay, so look, that's interesting stuff. I mean, I will say that has happened before. I've thought, oh, that person kind of stinks because I farted.
Yeah.
While looking at their picture.
And it
doesn't need to be a woman either. It could be a man too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Say
it could be Tim Robbins.
Could be Robbins, you know.
Yeah.
Could be even Costner. I mean, who knows? You know?
Yeah.
Do you like Costner as the nice guy, or
I think to me he kind of feels
like
like
him as a Bull Durham type.
He's just the next Clint Eastwood, and I'm not like a big Clint Eastwood fan.
You think he's the next Clint Eastwood? That's an interesting thought.
Yeah, the way they kind of do this with their eyes, they squint.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they kind of like Clint Eastwood, you could see him in westerns, but
right.
To me he doesn't have the same badass kind of the way he carries himself and the way that Clint Eastwood does. But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he's the guy who said Madonna's show was neat. Did you ever see that movie?
No, I haven't seen the movie. He said it was neat?
Did you ever see Truth or Dare?
No, but I want to see it. I love Madonna.
Me too. Well, particularly from that time, you know.
Yeah,
but after Kevin Costner goes to one of her shows, it's a documentary, kind of following her during the Blonde Ambition tour, and Kevin Costner goes to the show and he meets her backstage and he says that the show was neat. And Madonna really, she when he leaves, she bags on him a lot in it.
Good,
because
she
of that.
should. That's such a...
I mean, here's the thing. I think neat is a fine word. I say neat about stuff.
But would you describe a Madonna show as neat?
I might.
Neat feels like...
I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I guess... I'm trying to think. No, maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I guess not. I guess you're right. It
feels kind of antiquated. It kind of feels like
Also, she's very provocative, and she's, she kind of simulates an orgasm on it during that show. Yeah. I remember that show because they showed it on HBO, so I saw the whole thing when it came out.
Yeah,
might have even been live from France actually when I saw it.
Yeah, I feel like you can do that stuff in France.
Yeah, and so, it's a very provocative sexual show. And I guess to describe it as neat is kind of funny, but she makes fun of him, and then there was a beef between them because of that for a while. But then they made up later. What?
Was she making fun of him for kind of being like a square?
Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of going along with what you're saying about Clint Eastwood versus Kevin Costner. I'm not saying that, by the way.
You should take... Whose side are you on? Madonna or Kevin Costner?
Everybody has their own perspective. Everyone's truth is valid.
Yeah. Or dare.
Yeah. Everyone's dare is valid.
It sounds like you're kind of on his side.
No, I'm on all sides.
I just want to say I am definitely on Madonna's side in this matter.
Okay. Your shirt.
Oh yeah, you were trying to figure out.
Well, at first I thought, does it say something? And I realized what it is. It's Batman. Isn't it Batman?
No,
it looks like some sort of twisted Batman. It's Batman meets Carnage. I think it's.
It definitely has a Carnage vibe to it.
It seems like Carnage meets Batman because it's the Batman symbol. It seems like, but with Carnage, sort of branches.
Yeah, there's a Venom. There's a symbiote kind of.
Okay, I do see letters in there. I wondered if there was a secret message, and I see a D. I think. And
there's no D.
There's no D.
I'm sorry.
I see an E.
There is.
Is the second letter an E?
Yes.
Oh, P-E-D? No, P-E...
Whoa, okay,
Hold on, let me see this. Oh, I can almost see it here. Hold on. Sorry for the listeners here. P-E... Is it P-E?
It's P-E-E. There's 2 E's.
Hold on.
I cannot believe that you're seeing any of this, Brent.
I see it. Hold on, wait. Turn more towards me. Is it say something like... Is there an S-U-I-C-I-D, something like that? Suicide? Does it say suicidal?
No.
Let me see it. Hold on. P. Hold on. I almost see it. Hold on.
Oh, shit. Brent's
P. Hold on. I almost could
You look
see
like
a
Kevin-
G. I see a G, majorly G.
That's in the center, right? Brent, you look
Yeah,
like
in the
Kevin.
center, there's a
You look
G.
like Kevin Costner and Clint Eastwood.
Uh-huh. You feel lucky.
That is what they look like, though, right? They both kind of do that.
I don't know about Kevin Costner. I see a G
They need
in the middle.
prescription glasses. That
I
would
see
be
a
my theory.
G in
Okay.
the middle.
There is a G.
Is it PG?
It.
Or
Let me just tell you what it says.
hold on. I got it.
You do not got it.
G's? Let me see. I can't see the end of it. Let me see.
I mean, you started with the PEE, and then there's a G in the center.
But there is something after the E, right?
Yeah.
Is it a U?
It's an L.
An L, yeah, I saw that. Peel.
Ing.
Peeling. Okay.
And then there's one other word.
Let me see this. Peeling. E?
There's an S.
Oh, what? Let me see this.
4-letter word that starts with S.
Peeling. Wait, straighten it out. Sorry to the listeners. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me see if I look at it this way.
Oh yeah, if you open your eyes, maybe you can
No.
see
You have to squint your eyes to see it. Peeling. S. Is it an H?
K.
Oh, skin.
Yes.
That was just. I got that based on context. I didn't really see it. Okay, I didn't see. I didn't.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't see. I thought it said pedigree actually at first.
I mean, I know what it
Pedigree.
says and I can't see it, so that
I
was
can
really
sorta
impressive.
I can sort of see it.
Yeah.
What is that? Some sort of Batman type thing?
They're like a slam metal band.
Oh yeah,
Death
Batman.
metal. Yeah, Batman metal
Sort of
band.
Batman metal.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. I do apologize for that. That extended attempt at reading his shirt. I do apologize to the listeners, and I hope you can forgive me.
I do. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if it matters.
What else now? Tubi. We were talking about Tubi.
We're talking about Google.
Google.
Increasingly.
This is a really interesting point. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I feel like now, and please correct me if I'm wrong, when you search on Google, the things that come up before websites, it gives you kind of answers to things, like Ask Jeeves. But I believe it's AI generated, and it's becoming increasingly unreliable. And what's worrying me is how much longer till we have until Wikipedia is 100% unreliable because bots start getting into it.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's no way to tell.
I've thought this stuff now. Yeah, it's just interesting where we used to be able to know everything because
Yeah.
of Google. We could just Google it,
Yeah.
find anything out. Now, yeah, we're moving towards a point where, we don't have all that knowledge that we had before because there's so much misinformation out there now.
Yes.
And it's being spread through people and robots.
And speaking of, all right, I'm going to do it out and then I swallowed it. The issue is that also, if you find information, whether it's real or not, if you like it, you share it.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's real. If you're like, oh, I like this.
And that's why
yeah.
everybody's truth is valid.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Your truth is what you make of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like, are you also the type of person when you're trying to figure out information, like, oh, what year was Bull Durham released? And if I pulled out my phone to look it up, you'd be like, don't do that.
Yeah, I am like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather it just be, I think it was 1988, by the way, or 80,
Okay.
87 or 88.
It's 80s, yeah, for sure.
It was 87 or 88. It's one of those two.
It was after Susan Sarandon was at Cannes, I think.
You know that she was 40 or something like that, or 41 in that movie? And then
Bull
they had a
Durham?
kid at 45 or something like that, or maybe she was 42 or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, she's one of the most beautiful to ever do it.
Have kids or be in Bull Durham?
Anything.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So
So we can't trust the internet. And now even if someone
I am like that. I say don't look it up. Let's just wonder about it.
Yeah.
Or we'll just try to think about it and figure it out for ourselves, or just wonder.
Well, now someone will bring out their phone and they'll be like, it says this, and you're like, but who did that?
Right.
Is that even?
No, and it's also wrong a lot of times because sometimes say an answer comes up on Google, say a year a movie comes out.
Yeah.
It might be the wrong year because they're going off of the year it premiered at a festival
This
and
is
not the
actually-
actual
yeah.
release date. So that you'll see that on Wikipedia a lot is that,
Yeah.
oh, this movie says it's from 1986. No, that's not. It wasn't actually released in theaters, and it premiered at a festival. At Cannes, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is kind of the impetus for this. Is earlier someone Googled Megaopolis, this new movie, and they're like, oh, it comes out this weekend. And I had to say, no, that's the date of when it is playing at Cannes.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm also having to do a lot of fact checking with this because I decided I wanted to watch every movie that was released theatrically in the United States in the year of 1980. And there's a whole entry on Wikipedia, but there are some things where I've been looking it up and I've had to kind of go further down, and it's just not true.
Yeah. That's hard to find. No, I mean, it's hard to find precise years on things because, there's all these variables, that change that answer,
Yeah.
I don't consider certain movies to be certain years from certain years.
Do you consider it the year is when you could see it?
I think the year is when it was officially released, I guess.
Domestically.
Yeah.
But sometimes, okay, what about
I don't
this?
know. A foreign film? Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it, but I feel like a film festival doesn't count because that's not when it was distributed.
And it's not open to the public.
Right.
But what about when a movie comes out in December in only one theater in New York City, and then it goes wide in January? Is that...
I know. That's tricky too, right? I mean, yeah. I guess it counts. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to deal with. There's no solid answer on this, right?
Yeah.
Also, what about this? What if a movie was made and it wasn't released for a few years, or if it was never released? What year is it from then? Like Don's Plum. You've probably seen Don's Plum, right?
I haven't, but we've talked about it.
Huh. Well, that movie was made in 95 or whatever. So I guess it's a 1995 movie, but it never was released. So
Well, this is also weird because there's this album I like a lot by this band called Infest. I think it's called No Man's Slave. It was released in 2000, but it was recorded well before then. And then it's like, well, if no one could hear it till 2000, is it a 2000 album? But it doesn't sound like music from that year.
yeah, that's.
But we also don't look at albums or movies. We don't determine them or date them by the year they were made. So,
Right, or say the movie Boyhood was shot over the period of however many years it was, 20 years or something? 18 years, actually, maybe. Or I don't know, 12 years, actually, I think.
okay.
Well, I guess, that movie is a 2014 movie, but
Yeah.
yeah. And then also, Brian De Palma's first movie was shot in, I want to say, something like 63 or 65 or something, or maybe 63 or something, or maybe 64. But that movie was not released until after his first movie was released. So it was released second.
Oh, interesting.
So his first movie came out second.
Is that the one with De Niro and the TV and all that stuff? You know what I'm talking about?
That's Greetings?
Yeah.
You talking about Greetings?
No.
Not Greetings.
The one where they're... Okay.
The Wedding Party.
Okay. Yeah, is that it?
Well, De Niro is in both movies, The Wedding
Okay.
Party and Greetings. But Greetings, I think, well, that came out first. And then, but De Niro's, I think, 19 or something in the other movie. The Wedding Party.
Do you think him and Susan Sarandon have ever kissed?
In real life or on the set?
Yeah, in real life.
In the movies. But have they been in a movie together? I'm trying to think.
Not that I can think of.
You think that they could have kissed maybe in real life?
I would love it if they would kiss.
Really?
And if I could watch.
Really?
Yeah, I would
What
love
if you
that.
farted while you were watching?
Then I don't think I would. I would think
Would you
poorly
think,
of you. Yeah.
you would think poorly of the kiss, not them.
No, of you.
Of me.
Because you're the one who brought up this idea. So I would think of you.
Right. Do you like them as a couple?
Yeah. More than... I think I like him more than Tim...
Robbins?
Yeah.
I kind of hear you. I think 70s De Niro really had it going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, okay, so who do you think's more beautiful? 70s De Niro or 70s Pacino? Who would you rather
70s De Niro,
kiss?
easily. Not beautiful. I just think I'm fine. I think he's a more attractive... I mean, I think he's a very attractive guy.
Okay.
More so than Pacino, no?
I think De Niro is prettier.
Oh, I forgot to bring my filter, my pop filter. Is that okay, Aaron? You can just give me a hand signal. I don't know.
He's thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah. We should just don't say any words with the letter P in them.
Yeah. Or I'll
Yeah.
say F instead.
Yeah. No, De Niro, I think, is prettier.
Is Frittier?
It's prettier.
Frittier.
And I think Pacino is kind of more. He's like kind of not grittier, but he kind of has more of like a fuck boy, like with the beanie and the hair, and during that era.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just would say that De Niro to me is more my style.
Yeah, a long-term lover, and Pacino's more of like a one-night stand.
Oh, I could sort of see that, I guess.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I mean, that could be a nice couple, I guess. De Niro and Sarandon, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. Pacino, though, I don't.
Did you ever see the movie Shadow of a Doubt?
This is a noir, right? No.
I wouldn't say it's a noir exactly. I don't know. Maybe you
I
could.
don't know.
It's a Hitchcock film.
I'm still trying to catch up on his movies. He has so many.
Oh, tons. I mean, I think he might have even made silent films too, or something.
Yeah.
Or I mean, he has stuff that goes back
Like
far.
the 20s and the 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're about to show 39 Steps, which I believe is 30s. They're going to show that at the Vista.
Yeah, it's 30s. It's 39 specifically.
Is that true?
Steps. It is. Yeah.
One step for every year in the 20th century. Okay. I guess. Although I guess you count. Do you count year 0 as the 20th? Is 1900 in the 20th century?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's the first year in that.
And isn't that confusing that then the year 1 is the second year?
Yeah.
I don't like that. But I guess that's how it has to be, right?
Right.
Unless you consider 0 year like 100 of the previous.
Well, the first year of your life doesn't mean you're 1 year old.
And I think
You know what I mean? You're 1 year
Yeah.
old once you've completed a year.
yeah.
You know?
But don't you round up where you're always 40 or 50 or 60? Do you always round up to the
I do.
0th?
Well, I don't round up to the 0, but I definitely round up to the nearest year.
But why don't you, like, if you're 23, why don't you just say you're 20
5?
or
Or-
I guess to 5?
I just 20?
Yeah. Until you're 20, and then when you're 25, you're 30.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
You could do that. It's funny. You're saying something right now that I can't even get into why that it resonates with me right now. Can't even go there right now.
Why?
Because it's not.
It's too sexual?
It's too obscure.
Oh, okay. From your life? Or
Yeah,
okay.
from something I've been sort of involved with right now.
Okay.
uh,
A situation.
No, it's not a situation. I don't even want to get into it.
Okay, okay.
It's involved. This sounds actually now misleading what I'm saying, but no, I've been consumed with something. Let's say a project.
Okay.
And the project relates to. There's an
That?
element that I've come across in this project that relates very much to that. I don't even. I've already gone too far, and I'm sorry. Okay, so back to Hitchcock. Do you like De Palma?
Yeah. I
I'm
love
sort
De
of watching a
Palma.
lot of his movies lately.
Yeah, I just rewatched Blowout.
Yeah, I rewatched. I didn't know. I watched it for the first time recently.
Okay. I'm convinced maybe that is the most movie ever.
The most movie?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
When you watch that, you're like, is this the most, this is more movie than any other movie. Like, it utilizes so many aspects of what makes a movie. You're like, this is more movie than any other movie.
Huh.
Do you see what I mean? I know it sounds maybe
I don't know.
silly.
I don't know what you mean exactly by that because, well, I just say this. Of the movies I've been watching lately of his,
Yeah.
I gotta say, Body Double is my favorite. And
Okay.
I think Body Double is a pretty good movie.
Above Dress to Kill.
Definitely.
Okay.
And definitely, but I think both of those above Blowout for me.
Oh, man. I wonder, yeah, do you not like Blowout because the sexual? Because he's like a...
I could do without that, but
I mean, they all... He's such like a...
he's
like
a boob.
peeping
He's
Tom in
a
all of his-
boobmeister for sure. But
Yeah.
I just think, I mean, I'm not trying to say anything negative, but I can't talk about this. I don't like to say anything negative about stuff, but just the end of that movie though, Blowout, didn't it get
Oh
a
my
little
God.
kind of
it's almost...
preposterous or something?
It's too cute to you.
No,
like
it's not
it just-
about cute. It's just, well, I just didn't understand that. Okay, I'm not being critical here. I'm just saying I didn't understand this. That, you know,
It could
I'm
be the
actually
greatest ending to a movie
no,
ever.
but I don't understand. I mean, when, well, I don't know. I might be spoiling stuff, but
I mean, we don't
okay,
have to-
when, you know, Travolta's driving around in the parade and stuff. Why is he doing that? And he crashes. Oh, sorry, I'm spoiling stuff, but whatever.
Because he's trying to get to Lithgow.
Yeah, but then he wakes up in in the ambulance. I don't know, hours later, and Lithgow and Alan are still making their way towards wherever. I mean, it's been hours, and they're still.
Well, we don't know how long. It's just night.
I don't know. It seemed weird to me that whatever he's trying to do, Lithgow, how come he hasn't done it yet? I can't believe they haven't made it to the location yet. I don't know. The whole thing, it just seemed weird to me. But you know what?
That's not the end.
It's fine, actually. Okay. It's fine. De Palma his movies don't take place in the real world. They're a dream world.
Yeah.
Know? And it's dream-like kind of logic. And so, that's especially true for Body Double, I think.
Yeah.
You know? Body Double's good, man. That stayed with me. That stuck in my head.
Wait, sorry, I mix up Body Double and Dress to Kill. Is Body Double the one that does is it the guy who...
He's the actor?
Yes, okay.
That's to me about a film. That's a film about film, you know?
Yeah, it also has a sequence where there's that song that's playing and everyone's dancing.
Bizarre. I really like it, too.
Yeah, that's like probably one of the best sequences I've ever seen in a movie.
Oh, really? For me, it's Tucker Proxy during the hula hoop I
have to rewatch
sequence.
That movie.
The hula hoop sequence, that's just one of the best sequences in movies.
Is that the one Sam Raimi wrote?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta rewatch that. I just feel like no offense to Coen Brothers or any other directors, but when you watch these De Palma movies, you're like, why don't other directors utilize the camera? Like the way De Palma
What do you mean? I mean,
with the way that he uses the camera, all these other directors are just like over the shoulder coverage that just like goes back and forth and stuff.
I feel like the Coen Brothers use the camera.
They do, but not as much as De Palma.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, other people do too, I think.
Name one
person.
Yeah, who uses it? He's good. Yeah, I like him. And even
because you said Coen Brothers, you have to only name one.
Okay, Joel,
I guess.
Have you
Sam Raimi wrote it with them, I think.
Yeah, they were pals. And also,
Bruce Campbell's in it too, by the way.
You like that guy?
Campbell?
Yeah.
I used to watch The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. when I was, in the early 90s,
Who would you rather kiss, Campbell or De Niro?
Who would I kiss? Who I'd rather Susan Sarandon kiss?
Who would you? Is it a different answer?
I mean, if I had to kiss one of them, it's not like that, I guess, for me. I mean, I guess, look, I find De Niro more attractive than Campbell.
Yeah. Okay, if you had to hug one of them, like embrace.
Which part of their body? Their taint or their crotch?
Crotch to crotch, arms over.
Oh, yeah, crotch
like
to
a
crotch.
standard. And a 10-second embrace, by the way.
Between who and who?
Campbell or De Niro.
I don't know. I mean, look, here's the thing. I think Campbell's probably a more approachable guy in a way.
Doesn't he look bonier, though? I feel like De Niro might have a little more fat.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think De Niro's pretty chiseled in a lot of ways. Except in that movie, when he's 19, he does, seem younger looking in that,
Yeah.
The wedding party.
I just can't believe that
Who do you want to touch the taint of the most?
Out of
Stallone or Schwarzenegger?
Schwarzenegger.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Stallone. As a kid, I always fantasized that I was Schwarzenegger's son, and I think there's no.
Why do you want to be his son?
Didn't everyone want to be his son?
Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, he was like the coolest guy ever.
I would rather be. No, I mean, okay, if you could get an autographed picture of anybody at the time.
Yeah. Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
See, for me, it would be Bob Saget or
what?
Rick Moranis.
Over Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I mean, that happened, basically. There was this kid in my class, and his mom worked for this production company in Los Angeles.
Can you say?
Aaron Spelling.
Okay.
She worked for Aaron Spelling. Spelling Entertainment.
Wait, was this Tori Spelling?
No.
Okay.
She went to school in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
90210.
Okay, I've heard it. Yeah.
And she went to school with, Jason Priestley and Shannon Doherty and Luke Perry.
Yeah, I've actually
Jenny
seen
Garth
footage from it. Yeah,
and,
from the childhood. So they offered you a signature, basically.
So this is what they did. He said, "Oh, my mom can actually get everybody in our class, an autographed picture of any celebrity, you name it."
Yeah.
So a lot at the time, all the girls, they were really into Julia Roberts. They all got Julia Roberts, and a lot of people did get Stallone. And thanks, and they got Stallone, they got Schwarzenegger. But me, I was thinking, okay, I gotta decide between Rick Moranis or Bob Saget, and I had a hard time deciding. I eventually went with Rick Moranis, but I actually wish I got the Saget picture though.
Also, hard time, is that a euphemism?
You mean from what?
Getting a boner.
Oh, I thought
Like
you
a
meant
hard time.
a euphemism for the movie. Never mind, actually, for looking at pictures of Susan Sarandon.
Oh,
again.
yeah. At Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time right now. That's code for I'm looking at pictures of Susan Sarandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
farting to pictures of Susan Sarandon. I'm having a hard time.
I like that. Rick Moranis or Bob Saget? Wait, how old were you?
You know, I was in probably a coming of age time,
What grade are we talking?
Coming of age.
Okay. I just actually, this is the last thing I'll bring up a movie. I just saw a coming of age movie that I feel like is the anti-coming of age movie.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
1986, River's Edge.
I can't.
I loved it. But
Yeah, Keanu Reeves, Kristen Glover, right?
Yeah.
I have not. I don't know if I've seen it all the way through. I should. I just.
Yeah.
I have to. I can't remember if I've seen the whole movie or not. To be honest.
You should watch it.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting time period where it was
Right.
like the TV generation, like nobody knew what they were doing. It was written by a guy who grew up in Sacramento, and it was about something that happened in Milpitas.
Yeah.
It's a pretty wild story.
Right.
But it's like almost by the end, you're like, because coming of age, the whole idea is that people come of age, they learn a lesson. And it's like, did anyone learn anything? Is everyone like unaffected, apathetic, whatever? I feel like it lines up also, I guess it's a little older than you, but like around your age, right?
Could be.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I was just thinking the coming of age. But you were coming of age, and you went with those two. I mean, who did you decide on?
Moranis, but
Moranis. I
I
think
kind
that
of
was
wish
the right choice, by the
No,
way.
I kind of wish I got Saget in the end. Because
Really?
I'll say this now, I feel more connected to Saget than Moranis. I mean, just about sort of with regards to their their sensibilities and careers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless you kind of just disappeared and raised your kids, you probably couldn't relate to Moranis, right? That's what he ended up doing.
Yeah, but that I didn't at the time. He was active. You know?
Yes.
But the reason I kind of connect to Saget is because I don't know. I'd love to play a dad on a TV sitcom, but I'll also kind of do the comedy that I do too.
But you're not as dirty as him, I feel like.
No, but I think being absurd and kind of unconventional in some ways, I think could be a neat contrast between playing
Yes.
a dad on TV. Although my dream would be to be the dad in a TV sitcom and do that in my own kind of weird way too.
I almost feel like that can't be done anymore, though.
Oh, I will make it happen.
I just feel
I
like
want it
if
to
someone is in a wholesome thing, if they were doing stuff outside of it that wasn't,
Oh, that.
it's just people would like get mad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So they can't do Saget.
Yeah.
They can't do the sort of the Saget experience.
No, I think there would be a Saget strike.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to try to make it happen.
Hey, I believe in you. I'll scratch that taint.
I'll scratch that taint.
Yeah. Also, is it possible that this parent who got all the signatures and stuff just made it up? Because I feel like that'd be kind of a cool thing to do.
Well, they certainly were able to get the headshots.
Okay.
Or whatever they were, the promotion. Because actually, Moranis' picture was not a headshot. It was a still from a movie.
Oh, interesting. Do you think it was his signature, or do you think someone else just did it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Because at that age, why would you, and how would you fact check it? This
I know.
is before the iPhone.
It was before Googling.
Yeah, yeah.
It was before Ask Jeeves.
Yeah. On Wikipedia now, it actually, with celebrities, it shows their signature.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I was taught to do this. This is kind of ridiculous, but when signing something,
Okay.
to have a separate signature for that than you do for when you sign your actual stuff, your legal documents and stuff.
Oh, so it's harder
So
to
that nobody
forge.
can forge.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I should admit this, but there was a period where I was worried about someone forging or identity stuff. So every time I signed something, I signed it differently.
Every time?
Yes.
That's funny because then in a way somebody could forge that by just doing any kind of signature, because you obviously have a variety of them.
But they would have to see the variety to come to that conclusion. But why would anyone faking a signature
I guess
do that?
it's sort of true. But then I guess if somebody copied the one that they saw, then anybody examining it could think, okay, well, he obviously isn't very consistent, so maybe he just used this one again.
But if I never did the same one twice, then
How
I would
many ones did you have?
Thousands.
Wait, not thousands, right?
I don't know why I was signing. I don't. This is just when I was going off. Like on my California ID, when I signed it, I drew like a penis.
Really?
Yeah, my ID used to
Is
have
there there's a penis on your ID?
Yeah. It's my one from high school, so I don't have it anymore. But I used to show people, and it was like really funny. People were like, "There's a penis in this."
Really?
Yeah.
You hid it in there.
It was like, when you do the loops.
Yeah.
I did 2 loops, and then I did the shaft under it, and then just kept signing it, so there was like a penis in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, I hope I don't get in trouble. I also did like a funny picture, and so I was kind of double dipping, and they were good with everything because I convinced them that I was like really anxious and scared.
What was the picture?
I was like this. I'll show you. I have on my new ID. I do it now every time, and then the person will be like, "Do you want me to take a new picture?" And I have to act. So I'm like, "Oh, I can if you want. I'm just, do I not look?" I have to act really anxious, and they're like, "No, actually, this one's okay." But it's worked every time.
I have a friend, Alex Cole. He's a comedian. He used to have a very drastically different look for each of his license photos.
Yeah.
And it's a fun collection of photos. I mean, he looks really outlandish in every single one of them. It's really good.
Hair, makeup, like
everything.
Okay.
Just the way he'd groom himself. Yeah. His hair, his facial hair, his, what he was wearing on his face.
Yeah.
And he was able to do it because it wasn't enough to look like a costume or something. You know?
And they probably hadn't seen it's not like they have every photo of him. They're like, hey, It's like the signature thing. They're not, they just assume this is what the person looks like.
Yeah.
It's not outlandish enough. Yeah. Okay.
So look, you know how you hid your penis?
Yeah.
You have you're very open with your penis, I think, or you were.
I recently, someone published a book of photos, and there's like a picture in it.
No kidding.
With my penis. And I was like, maybe they don't know it's me because my face is kind of covered, but it's 2 pages. One page is like me with like my face kind of covered, and it looks like I'm like jacking off. And then the other photo is it's like a portrait. So it's very obvious.
Okay. Look, I want to get into that more. And I kind of want to talk about your relationship with your father a little bit with regards to penises and stuff, if that's okay.
Okay.
But we're going to get into that in the unzipped. Okay. We're going to unzip to sort of, talk more about and examine, I guess, Zed's penis.
And my father's penis.
And your father's penis, perhaps,
Yeah.
So join us on patreon.com/Poundcast to get into that.
To unzip, yeah.
To unzip. And is there anything you'd like to plug?
Oh, yeah. Plug my podcast. So You Did a Thing. And right now I'm only covering movies from the 80s. So we have a whole episode about Blowout.
I want to talk to you about movies more too in the Unzipped.
Yeah, let's do it. But yeah, if you like movies, if you like musicians, it's predominantly musicians on the podcast talking about like their favorite movie from the 80s. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, what do you think is pound for pound the best era in film too?
80s.
Movies. Well, I was going to ask you in the Unzip, but okay, hey, that's fine. I get it. I get that with the 80s, yeah.
I'll have a different answer.
I know what you mean, by the way. Okay, and then also thank you to Aaron Bruntgart in the booth. Thank you to Aaron Bruntgart, and thank you to Jack Birch for your help behind the scenes. Thank you to Jack Birch. And, my name is Brent Weinbach, and Doug will be back, I think, at the end of the month. We'll try to record one episode then, and then he goes back out on the road. So, we'll see what happens here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We'll see you in the Unzip. Bye-bye.
Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent. What will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends, and Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast.